Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Biography of Hailie Selassie I. Hailie Selassie I is unarguably one of the notable icons of the 20th century. Named Times Man of the Year in 1931 after delivering an inspiring speech for his nation's liberation before the League of Nations. Worshipped as God incarnate by hundreds of thousands, was the longest-serving head of state in the world, and was the last of a ruling dynasty that survived thousands of years. His life was nothing short of dramatic and remarkable. Hailie Selassie I was born in Ethiopia in a region called Ejasagora on the 23rd of July 1892. He was the 225th and last Ethiopian emperor. His father, Ras Makonnen Wolde Michael, was governor of Harar, and Selassie was his only surviving son. Selassie traced his lineage back to Menelik I, who is believed to be the child of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. He was educated by private European tutors and raised a Christian. His father passed on in 1906, and he was taken under the wings of his uncle, Menelik II, who did not have a son to succeed him, and Selassie appeared to be the favored successor. He spent his youth at the court of the emperor at Addis Ababa, and there he was exposed to politics and learned about the use of power. His mastery of detail, hard work, and exceptional memory earned him the position of governor of Gara Muleta in the province of Harar at a very young age. At the age of 20, Emperor Menelik II appointed him as commander of the extensive province of Sidamo. However, when Menelik II died in 1913, his grandson Iyasu, not Selassie, succeeded him. Iyasu, though the designated emperor of Ethiopia from 1913 to 1916, was uncrowned. His reputation for shameful behavior and disrespectful attitudes towards the nobles at the court of his grandfather did not help him. Also, the fact that he had some level of association with Islam was considered a treason among the Ethiopian Orthodox Christian leadership of the empire. On the 27th of September 1916, Iyasu was deposed. In the place of Iyasu, the daughter of Menelik II, Zewditu, was named empress, while Selassie was given the title of Ras and was made heir apparent and crown prince. In the power arrangement that followed, Selassie accepted the role of regent and became the de facto ruler of the Ethiopian empire. He was the administrator while Zewditu governed. As regent, Selassie was the symbol of hope for his country and took steps towards transforming Ethiopia into a modern state. Under him, Ethiopia was admitted into the League of Nations in 1923. The following year, in 1924, he embarked on a diplomatic trip to Europe and the Middle East, making him the first Ethiopian ruler to ever travel abroad. Jerusalem, Alexandria, Paris, Brussels, Amsterdam, Stockholm, London, Geneva, and Athens were among the places he visited. When Emperor Zewditu died on the 2nd of April 1930, Selassie himself rose to emperor and was proclaimed King of Kings of Ethiopia. This was actually when he took on the name Hailie Selassie, which means Might of the Trinity. Up until this point, he was known by his given name of Liege Tafari Makonnen. He was crowned on the 2nd of November 1930 at Addis Ababa's Cathedral of St. George. The coronation was attended by royals and dignitaries from all over the world. As ruler, he instituted the first written constitution of Ethiopia on the 16th of July 1931 and made efforts to modernize the country. In 1935, his efforts were cut short when Benito Mussolini of Italy invaded Ethiopia. He tried to resist the invaders with some of the feudal lords supporting him, but some others sided with the invaders. His army claimed a victory at Tigray at the Battle of Tembien in 1936. However, the victory was short-lived as the Italians reinforced and overcame them by using mustard gas after the battle. The Ethiopian army retreated to Mechu, where they had their final stand. Afterwards, Ethiopia became occupied by Italy and lost its national independence. Selassie was forced into exile. The Ethiopians continued fighting the Italians by waging guerrilla war. Selassie appealed to the League of Nations for help in a speech that got worldwide acclaim at that time, but was unsuccessful. He then requested help from Britain. During the period of his exile, Hailie Selassie suffered several personal tragedies. His two sons-in-law were both executed by the Italians. His daughter was taken into captivity with her children, and she died in Italy in 1941. Finally, in 1941, the British came to his aid and liberated the country from the Italian control. He returned to claim his throne. On the 5th of May 1941, Hailie Selassie entered Addis Ababa and personally addressed the nation 5 years after he went on exile. In 1963, Hailie Selassie presided over the formation of the Organization of African Unity (OAU), which later became the African Union (AU). The new organization had its headquarters in Addis Ababa. In May of that year, Hailie Selassie was chosen as the OAU's first official chairperson. In 1964, Hailie Selassie initiated the concept of the United States of Africa, a proposition which was later taken up by Muammar Gaddafi. Outside of Ethiopia, Hailie Selassie continued to enjoy appreciable prestige and respect. As the longest-serving head of state in power, he was often given precedence over other leaders at state events, such as at the funeral of John F. Kennedy and Charles de Gaulle, the summits of the Non-Aligned Movement, and the celebration of the 2,500 years of the Persian Empire in 1971. He visited China in October 1971 and was the first foreign head of state to meet Mao Zedong after the untimely death of Mao's designated successor, Lin Biao. As the years went by, Emperor Selassie's popularity had begun to go down, and the 1973 oil crisis, which hit Ethiopia amidst a devastating famine, all worked to undermine support for the emperor. A mutiny ensued and he was ousted from power on the 12th of September 1974. He was kept under house arrest until the time of his death in 1975. Government official reports claimed he had died of a natural cause, but other documents which became widely circulated showed he had probably been strangled to death on governmental orders. His remains were found in 1992, but he did not receive a proper burial until November of year 2000 in Addis Ababa's Trinity Cathedral. Today, Hailie Selassie is worshipped as God incarnate among followers of the Rastafari movement, which is quite popular in Jamaica. Rastafari faith in the divinity of Hailie Selassie began after news reports of his coronation got to Jamaica. The movement actually got its name from Selassie's pre-coronation title, Rastafari Makonnen. Rastafari believed Selassie was the Messiah who would liberate the black race from oppression all over the world. When Selassie visited Jamaica on the 21st of April 1966, about 100,000 Rastafari from all over Jamaica were at the airport in Kingston to welcome the man they considered to be their Messiah. This day is still commemorated by Rastafari and is celebrated as the second holiest holiday after 2nd of November, the Emperor's Coronation Day. The late legendary musician Bob Marley was one of the prominent adherents of the Rastafari faith. What have we missed out of this biography of Selassie? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel.